Can we see my screen? Is my screen up? Is my screen up?
Not yet.
Yes, we can see it.
Your screen is up. We can see it.
Okay, great. All right, so we are all welcome to the Power Platform series, and let me appreciate every one of us once again for wanting to be part of this laudable, yes, event or series, as we may put it. And I especially thank every one of us, most especially the organizers, my colleagues who have put forth their time, their resources, so that we can put everything that we have for us together. So today will be more like an introduction. So we would have quite some conversation around what we should expect, what are the things that we would be learning in the course of the series, and also we meet our trainers or the facilitators for the sessions that we would be having. And we have, yes, we do some practical today, but nothing really much. And we just so that we can get ourselves ready for what is to come. Okay, so what are the things that we're going to learn in this training? So basically, we have 4 products that we will be learning. We have 4 products really that we would be learning, and we'll be talking about the Power Apps, the Power BI, Power Automate, and Power Virtual Agent. So these are the products that we would be looking at specifically. But as specs, we can have some other things that we'll look at later. But these are the things that we need to really put in mind that we would exercise our focus on during the course of this conversation. And what are the things that we need to expect as participants? So basically, this will be more of a technical session. So we would have so much technical things that we would be discussing while we are here, and we will try as much as possible to also relate those to what is applicable and what is obtainable in the industry. And also we would have some competitive advantage really, because of the fact that while we learn some of these things, if there are certain jobs that we are applying for, it could give us that edge when it comes to our colleagues or those that we are competing with as regards the job offer or the job role that we are applying for. It's a way to upskill for some of us that we are working already. So it's actually a way for us to upskill, and also we are planning that we would have some post-training support for us depending on how serious and how committed we are during the course of this training. So, and also is that, yes, the Power Platform is really making waves now. Many people did not know about Power Platform this time last year, but now the talks of the Power Platform is really getting into the air, and people are getting to be more conversant with it. So it could be at our advantage if we ensure that we own the skill as much as we can now, and probably when those offers begin to come, we are already job ready and we can begin to cling our feet up on them. So what is expected of us? Yes, we would want us to be prompt. We would not want us to attend all sessions. We have to participate as much as possible. We have to be open-minded. We need to be ready to learn as much as we can. And also, please, someone's microphone is open. I can hear myself. So we can mute ourselves for now. When we have questions, we can always signify, and my colleagues on the call, they would assist with handling those. And we need to practice as much as possible. We should know that practice is what would give us that level of efficiency and that level of prowess that we so much would want to have. So when we begin to discuss those concepts, when we begin to introduce us to certain things, it is upon us to now take out time to ensure that we practice beyond whatever we have taught in this session. So the summary of the training as a whole, sorry, is that we are going 10 weeks. So as we start today, would end in March, towards the end of March. And out of these 10 weeks, 9 weeks would be for training. Really, we will have a week for projects, and then so we'll go 8 weeks. The ninth week will be for project, and then we'll have a week to do some more advanced stuffs around integrations. And then for each session, we are planning that we wouldn't exceed 90 minutes. So as we have started now, we do 40 minutes hands-on training or conversation. Then we go 10 minutes break and we do another 40 minutes. So that will be the modality for the training. So and the facilitators, we have quite good hands here, and our facilitators, they are Power Platform developers, we have business intelligence analysts, they're Microsoft certified, and so literally what we're saying is that those that will facilitate this training, they are people that are very much conversant with the Power Platform, and we all are trainers really. So every one of us that will be facilitating this training, we are trainers in our own domain. So be rest assured that you are in capable hands, and be rest assured that you have people of the right level of experience and expertise. So it is only left for us to now try as much as possible to harness this opportunity and use it as much as possible to our own advantage. So these are the facilitators and the organizers. My name is Mohsen Hamid, and I'm the convener for this, the Power Platform series. And we're planning that this will be something that would come at certain intervals. So as we are having this now 10 weeks training, hopefully maybe sometimes later this year we would have another one, and probably next year, God willing, we would have a more advanced one for those of us that we are out on this call now, and probably some other cohorts that would come later this year. And with me on this call is Sadiq Yusuf. Sadiq, would you like to say hi?
Hi. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Sadiq. So that is Sadiq Yusuf. So Sadiq would be with us. He has been with us actually along the line, planning this whole exercise and this whole training, and it would be one of those that would facilitate this training with us. So also with us is Noye Okafo, Chukunoye Okafo, so to put. Hi Noye, good evening. Are you there?
I'm here. Good evening, Musin. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Power Platform series. My name is Chukunoye Okafor. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Noye. Good to have you on the call with us. And my other colleague that would be facilitating this training with us also is Toba Fashakin, Olorun Toba. Yes, in full. Toba, good evening.
Okay. Good evening, Muslim. Thank you for calling the name in full. Yeah, so good evening, everybody. Good evening. Nice being here. And I want to believe we'd have a nice time together. So welcome, everybody. Thank you.
All Yeah, all right. Thank you very much, Toba. Thank you, Sadiq. Thank you, Noye. So the way we have planned this out is so at some point, probably we are discussing Power Apps. You might be having Toba as your trainer, or you might be having Noye, depending on the product that we're talking about. So if you're talking about Power BI, so it could be myself, it could be Noye. So we just want ourselves to be prepared so that it's not strange when we begin to see some of us and do some of the sessions. So we know that the four of us are in charge of this training, and at whatever point in time when we have certain things that we are discussing, we could see any of us who would undo those things. All right. So now we want to go into introduction to Power Platform. What is the Power Platform as a whole? What are those things that we need to know about the Power Platform? We are going to have that introduction now in say 10-15 minutes. But before then, please, I want every one of us to have our notepad with us. Please use the raise hand icon if you have your notepad with you. Use the raise hand icon if you have your notepad with you. Let me see, let me confirm the number of, okay, I can see 5 hands up. Okay, I can see 7 hands. I need everyone to raise their hands. So I'm sure that we all have our notepad with us.
Then another thing, we need to be very sure that people know where to raise up their hand.
Yes,
We
that's
are
another thing.
assuming, yes.
For those of us that we are new to Teams, so if you're looking at my screen, so we see some icons at the top like this. At the top right, you see some icons there. So you see this one that has a raise hand. You can click on it and then you can raise your hand. So let's everyone should raise their hand so I know that we all have our notepad with us. Madam Juma, I can see your hand up. Damilola, your hand is not up. Okweifa, Abdul Qadir, your hands are not up. So let me just be sure. Let me be sure that we all have our notepads. Okay, all right, interesting. So now at this point, I'm done with the introduction. So that is my work. I'm just an MC, moderating this session. So I have my able colleagues who are those that would undo this conversation today. So let me just hand over at this point to Chukunayo Kafo, my able colleague, to take us through the introduction to Power Platform. So Naye, please over to you.
Okay. Thank you, Musin. Sorry, I almost said Sadiq. Thank you, Musin. So you can go to the next slide. Yes, exactly. Thank you. So I can see a lot of us hands are up. So if you can, Musin, please show them how to drop their hand so that in case someone wants to ask a question, we can know those who are asking questions or who want to ask
All right.
questions.
So as we raise our hand, that is how we lower our hands. Just click back on the icon and then your hand, you click back on the palm and your hand drops. So now, yeah, please, we can go on.
Okay. So welcome to the Power Platform series, like I said earlier. So I wanted to ask us, how many of us have heard of the Microsoft Power Platform before we begin? You've heard of it, you can just use the hand tool to raise up your hand. Okay, I can see Yinka Yusuf. Okay, just three persons. Okay, so I'll introduce us to the Microsoft Power Platform now. So the Microsoft Power Platform is a collective term for 4 of Microsoft products. So these products are a group of products that are used to analyze and draw or create visualizations, automate your business processes, build virtual agents, and also build low-code applications for business use. So the Microsoft Power Platform is a low-code platform that spans through Office 365, Azure, Dynamics 365, and also other standalone applications. So I would like to call these 4 products the 4 P's. You can just take them down. The 4 P's. The 4 P's. So you can write it down. So the first P, let's call the first P Power BI. So call the first P Power BI. The second P, we call it the Power Apps. The third P, you call it the Power Automate. And the fourth P, you call it the Power Virtual Agents. So they are displayed on the screen. You can just quickly write it down. Give us a minute or two to write it down before we continue, so everybody will be on the same page. So I can see one hand up. Do you? Okay, let's quickly write that down. So by 8:52, I guess we should be done. So I'll just give us 1 minute to write that down. The first one we said is Power BI. The second one, Power Apps. The third one, Power Automate. And the fourth one, Power Virtual Agent. So those are the 4 products that comprises of the Microsoft Power Platform. Okay, let's continue. So when we are talking about Power BI, Power BI is a self-service business analytics tool. So from the name, from the acronym BI, you're talking about business intelligence. business intelligence. So Power BI is part of the Power Platform. So all of them have power in front of them. So it's a business analytics or intelligence tool. So it allows you to create visualizations, analyze your data. So let's just say Power BI is kind of like Excel's nephew. I'll call it Excel's nephew. So it's more like they're almost okay, let's say advanced is an advanced Excel, let's just put it like that. So it allows you to model your data, analyze your data, and create beautiful visualizations which you don't have in Excel, of course. So Power BI gives you the ability to even download or get more visuals from your Power BI marketplace. And Power BI has some few offerings starting from the desktop version. So you have the desktop version. By the time we get to the classes for Power BI, you download the desktop version. And they also have the Power BI service, which is hosted on the cloud. So it is used to connect to different and wide range of data sets. So you also have your Power BI for your mobile devices. So you have your Power BI for your iOS device, and you have your Power BI for your Android device. So you can get that from your Play Store and your App Store. But please note, if you're using like a MacBook, so the Power BI is currently not available for MacBook except you install, I think, a virtual machine. So you don't have Power BI for Mac currently. Next, we go to the next one, which is Power Apps. Power Apps. So the Power Apps is a nice and intuitive platform that provides the user with a drag and drop interface to build a user interface for your mobile application. So you want to build low code apps. So now you don't really need to know how to code before you start creating applications. So with your Power Apps, you're able to create low code application just like your PowerPoint. You're able to drag and drop and create applications. So it allows users to also incorporate media devices like your camera, your video, and other things you need to build a mobile application. And it's also for internal use. So your Power Apps come with some subscriptions, like if you're using Office 365, and also learn how to create a tenant that you can use to work with your Power Apps. Your Power Apps also has the iOS, like the mobile app for iOS and also for the Android. Then we have the next one, which is your Power Automate. So your Power Automate it was formerly called Microsoft Flow. So your Microsoft Flow allows the business user to automate workflows, automate business processes within your organizations without writing any code. It helps to eliminate repetitive tasks and manual processes with the errors that might come from those manual processes. So your Power Automate also have some predefined templates that you can get when you start working with the Power App and Power Automate. So for example, what the Power Automate can help you to do is, for example, you get, let's say, a file that comes every day and is attached to your email. And when that file comes in, you want that file to go to your Power BI and be analyzed. So when it comes from your Outlook, you want it to get to Power BI, and then you start the analysis, then you are able to present or have a presentation with that data. So your Power Automate can allow you automate that process instead of doing it manually. You create an app also. You can incorporate it with your Power Automate. You're done with the app. Okay, I want to send an email to, let's say, my HR that, okay, I want to go on leave. So instead of doing this manually, your Power Automate, when you link it with that app, it will automatically send an email which will be able to approve or reject that request you are asking for. Then lastly, we go to our Power Virtual Agent. The Power Virtual Agent. So the Power Virtual Agent allows you to build intelligent chatbots. I'm sure we've gone to some websites before and you've seen something like Chat with Me, or even when you're using, like, most of us work in an office environment, and I know most of us don't really have time to cook, so you use the Jumia Food app, and most times when you're using the app and maybe the service has been delayed, you see something like Chat with an Agent. Most times those are like chatbots which are just replying to your messages, and the person, or let's say the agent there is not readily available, so there's a chatbot attending to your request. So Power Virtual Agents allows you to create intelligent chatbot that can attend to your business needs when you're not available. So that is what the Power Platform basically entails: Power BI, Power Apps, Power Automate, and Power Virtual Agent. And this four applications work with your data connectors, your AI builder, and your common data service, which we'll be talking about as we continue in the training session on the Power Platform series. Thank you. I'll hand it over to Musin from here. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Noye, for that wonderful exposition to what the Power Platform entails. So typically, what I would want us to do is that if we are working in a corporate environment, as we are having this conversation, let's begin to think around certain activities, certain things that we do in those environments, and where each of these products would apply. But for those of us that we are not in a corporate environment, but probably we have some businesses we run, or we actually do have business mindset, business orientation, we can also begin to think around this product, think through them to begin to see how we can actually apply some of these into our businesses. The major essence of the Power Platform, as Nonya has mentioned, is to empower everyone. Before now, what we used to experience is that before you can develop any solution, you need an IT expert. You need a developer, software developer, or a software engineer, or whatever they call the role is. They are the ones that would assist you to come up with whatever solution that you need. But this time around, what Microsoft has done is that instead of you waiting for the software developers, software engineers to assist you with solutions that you need internally in your businesses. Let's note that internally in your business, it is possible that we empower ourselves such that within our businesses we are going to be able to now come up with those solutions, and the benefits are numerous. One of the major challenges when it comes to you getting external people or even someone within your organization to develop a solution for a use case that you identified is that the person would only be able to build something based on what you have communicated to them. So it depends on how you have been able to curate to paint the entire scenario. That is what the individual would now leverage on to build this solution, and that leads to a lot of back and forth. Oh, you tell them, no, this logo I don't want it here, this button I want it there, and like that. Well, now you are the one that have conceived the idea. You are the one that has the business idea. You are the one that has identified the use case, and then you have also been empowered to build the solution yourself. So it's a lot easier. It is just you transferring what you have within you into something that would now become a solution that you can work with, that would now replace all of the manual processes that you have been doing. So the essence of this, as I mentioned, let's begin to think through our organization how we can apply some of these things: virtual agents, automate apps, or BI. And also, if we are business people, let's also begin to think around our businesses, on how we can leverage these tools on our businesses. So we are 30 minutes into the session already. So because of the fact that the demo that we would have after a break might take more than 40 minutes or thereabout, so I have a documentary that I'm going to show to us. Not really a documentary, it's a talk. So we're going to listen to that in 10 minutes. So that would serve as our break. And when we return from break, then we would have some other conversations around things that we need to get ourselves started as regards whatever we want to begin to build when it comes to the Power Apps, Power Automate, Power Virtual Agent, or the Power BI. So let's go on our 10 minutes break now. And then when we return, we are going to continue. But the break, of course, I have something to show to us. So let me just unshare my screen, and then I'll get this ready in 1 minute. Where is this? Okay, I think I have this. So let me share back my screen. So, and I would like that we enjoy this. It's more than 10 minutes actually, but we'll watch this for 10 minutes. Once it's 10 minutes, I'm going to stop it, and then we get back to what we are to do today. So let's enjoy. Please, let's confirm if we can hear.
Yes, I can.
Okay, great. All right, so let's enjoy this in 10 minutes.
Hi, everyone. 2 years ago, my life changed forever.
My wife Kelsey and I welcomed our daughter Leela into the world. Now, becoming a parent is an amazing, amazing experience. Your whole world changes overnight, and all of your priorities change immediately, so fast that it makes it really difficult to process sometimes. Now, you also have to learn a tremendous amount about being a parent, like, for example, how to dress your child. This was new to me. This is an actual outfit. I thought this was a good idea. And even Leela knows that it's not a good idea. So there was so much to learn and so much craziness all at once. And to add to the craziness, Kelsey and I both work from home. We're entrepreneurs. We run our own businesses. So Kelsey is develops courses online for yoga teachers. I'm an author. And so I'm working from home. Kelsey's working from home. We have an infant, and we're trying to make sure that everything gets done that needs done. And life is really, really, really busy. And a couple weeks into this amazing experience, when the sleep deprivation really kicked in, like around week 8, I had this thought, and it was the same thought that parents across the ages internationally, everybody has had this thought, which is, I am never going to have free time ever again. And this somebody said it's true. Yeah, it's not exactly true, but it feels really, really true in that moment. And this was really disconcerting to me, because one of the things that I enjoy more than anything else is learning new things. Getting curious about something and diving in and fiddling around and learning through trial and error and eventually becoming pretty good at something. And without this free time, I didn't know how I was ever going to do that ever again. And so I'm a big geek. I want to keep learning things. I want to keep growing. And so what I decided to do was go to the library and go to the bookstore and look at what research says about how we learn and how we learn quickly. And I read a bunch of books, I read a bunch of websites, and trying to answer this question, how long does it take to acquire a new skill? You know what I found? 10,000 hours. Anybody ever heard this? 10,000, takes 10,000 hours. If you want to learn something new, if you want to be good at it, it's going to take 10,000 hours to get there. And I read this in book after book and website after website. And my mental experience of reading all of this stuff was like, no, I don't have time. I don't have 10,000 hours. I am never going to be able to learn anything new ever again. But that's not true. So 10,000 hours, just to give you a rough order of magnitude, 10,000 hours is a full-time job for 5 years. That's a long time. And we've all had the experience of learning something new, and it didn't take us anywhere close to that amount of time, right? So what's up? There's something kind of funky going on here. What the research says and what we expect and have experiences, they don't match up. And what I found, here's the wrinkle. The 10,000 hour rule came out of studies of expert level performance. There was a professor at Florida State University. His name is K. Anders Ericsson. He's the originator of the 10,000 hour rule. And where that came from is he studied professional athletes, world-class musicians, chess grandmasters, all of these ultra-competitive folks in ultra-high-performing fields, and he tried to figure out how long does it take to get to the top of those kinds of fields. And what he found is the more deliberate practice, the more time that those individuals spent practicing the elements, whatever it is that they do, the more time you spend, the better you get. And the folks at the tippy top of their fields put in around 10,000 hours of practice. Now, we're talking about the game of telephone a little bit earlier. Here's what happened. An author by the name of Malcolm Gladwell wrote a book in 2007 called Outliers, the Story of Success. And the centerpiece of that book was the 10,000 hour rule. Practice a lot, practice well, and you will do extremely well. You reach the top of your field. So the message, what Dr. Erickson was actually saying is, it takes 10,000 hours to get to the top of an ultra competitive field in a very narrow subject. That's what that means. But here's what happened. Ever since Outliers came out, immediately came out, reached the top of the bestseller list, stayed there for 3 solid months. All of a sudden, the 10,000 hour rule was everywhere. And a society-wide game of telephone started to be played. So this message, it takes 10,000 hours to reach the top of an ultra-competitive field, became, it takes 10,000 hours to become an expert at something, which became, it takes 10,000 hours to become good at something, which became, it takes 10,000 hours to learn something. But that last statement, it takes 10,000 hours to learn something, it's not true. It's not true. So what the research actually says, if I spent a lot of time here at the CSU library in the cognitive psychology stacks, because I'm a geek. And when you actually look at the studies of skill acquisition, you see over and over and over a graph like this. Now, researchers, whether they're studying a motor skill, something you do physically, or a mental skill, they like to study things that they can time, because you can quantify that, right? So they'll give research participants a little task, something that requires physical arrangement or something that requires learning a little mental trick, and they'll time how long a participant takes to complete the skill. And here's what this graph says. When you start, so when researchers gave participants a task, it took them a really long time because it was new and they were horrible. With a little bit of practice, they get better and better and better, and that early part of practice is really, really efficient. People get good at things with just a little bit of practice. Now, what's interesting to note is that if, we don't really, for skills that we want to learn for ourselves, we don't care so much about time, right? We just care about how good we are, whatever good happens to mean. So if we relabel performance time to how good you are, the graph flips, and you get this famous and widely known, this is the learning curve. And the story of the learning curve is when you start, you're grossly incompetent and you know it, right? With a little bit of practice, you get really good really quick. So that early level of improvement is really fast. And then at a certain point, you reach a plateau, and the subsequent gains become much harder to get. They take more time to get. Now, my question is, I want that, right? How long does it take from starting something and being grossly incompetent and knowing it to being reasonably good in, hopefully, as short a period of time as possible? So, how long does that take? Here's what my research says. 20 hours. That's it. You can go from knowing nothing about any skill that you can think of. Want to learn a language? Want to learn how to draw? Want to learn how to juggle flaming chainsaws? If you put 20 hours of focused, deliberate practice into that thing, you will be astounded at how good you are.
All right. I hope we enjoyed that. I was almost carried away, but we need to work with our time. Are we here? Are we back? Are we here? Are we still watching? Probably someone has taken over my screen. Are we
We're
here?
back, Sim. We're back,
Oh,
Sim.
okay,
Yes,
great.
we
All
are.
right. Okay, great. All right. I want someone. I want a volunteer. Someone should volunteer to do something. Someone should volunteer to do something. We're scared. We don't know what that thing is. Okay, Yusuf, Yinka. Okay, great. Please unmute your microphone. All right. Thank you very much. So I just wanted to summarize what the man said in 1 minute. Everything we have watched, summarize it in 1 minute. What are the key things there?
Actually, what the man is trying to say is whatever we want to learn as a novice, it takes 20 hours, 20 dedicated hours to know how to do it. But to be an expert in that field, it may take 10,000 hours. So it depends on how you schedule your time to do whatever you want to do. And there's always time. It's only depends on your time management.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Yusuf. Thanks a lot for that. So, summarily, as we have watched, whatever we want to learn, we can actually learn it. It only requires some level of dedication, commitment, readiness to learn, and then we'll see ourselves fly. So at this point, I'm going to call on board Toba Fashaki to quickly take us through what is tenant environment, what do we need to know, what do we need to prepare before we begin to work on developing apps or automate or certain things. So Toba, good evening, are you there?
Okay, good evening, Musin. Thank you so much
All
for
right.
the session so far. Thank you, Noye, for that insight into what Power Platform tools and applications are generally. And thank you for that video too. So basically, I'll be talking about environment and tenants in Power Platform. So basically, let me just give us a background understanding of what tenants is, because of course tenant environment is looking um, not so clear to us. So basically, from the word tenants, Lagos tenants. So from us hearing tenant, of course, it talks about something like a space, like an house, like so basically a space. And the environment is more of allocations in a space. So what does this mean? Okay, there's a tenant. The tenant is like a space where you want to host your applications, your solutions, probably your bots. Of course, you can't just put them in the corner of your room. The way Nigeria is, probably they can. What did you say? Okay, I'm seeing one hand up. Aziz, you have a question? I've not even started. I think there are questions. Hi, Aziz.
Hi, can you hear me?
Okay, I can hear you, but not so clearly.
Yeah, I'm saying I only see the are you presenting or like just seeing one just somebody
Okay,
yeah
yes. So we are not presenting yet. Of course, it's showing us that it's a Man City fan. So, so sad that they lost today. Well, yeah, I'm not presenting yet. I will present soonest. Is that fine, Aziz?
yeah it is fine.
Okay. Yeah. I'm not sharing my screen, so I would share in some time. I would just want to give us a background knowledge of what I'm explaining before I go into sharing my screen. Okay. So like I was saying, we host our solutions in a particular place, and of course it's in the cloud. So in the cloud, you have to buy a space. I'm just bringing this down to a layman explanation so we can actually get what a tenant is and what an environment is, and now they are so important to Power Platform. Of course, in Power Platform, you are building solutions, you're building an app, you're building an analytical system, you're building a bot, a chatbot. So you are building an automation process or something. Everything as solutions. So you have to deploy or keep or store your data. Basically, even more than your solutions, you can store your data and everything in the cloud. The space allocated to these things is in your tenants. So that is the background knowledge of what a tenant is. And in your tenancy, that space, there are certain environments that are allocated. Now there's a person that manages the tenants called the tenant admin. What does the tenant admin do? The tenant admin does what it does basically is the one in charge of my organization, what do we do, is in charge of managing the tenants basically. So you can create environment based on, okay, say departments. I want marketing department to have an environment of their own. The operations departments, they have an environment of their own. The human resource department have so he's the one in charge of managing the environments inside the tenants. So the tenant admin is generally the overhead or I'll say the overhead of all of the environments. Say marketing department, say human resource department, say operations department, they're all under the tenant admin, and they are also environmental admins. So they are cadres, there are hierarchies to this. I hope this is clear enough before I go into the demo. So basically, you host your application, you host your solutions on the cloud, and the space you get to host the solutions it's in the tenants, and from the tenants, then we put them into different environments. So let me just share my screen basically so we can put some level of understanding to what I have explained so far. Okay. Please confirm if you can see my screen. Confirm.
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, so basically I would be showing us something on Powerapps. My colleague would be doing more of some level of introduction to this, but I will do this now, and then when it comes on, it will just take it up from here. So basically, this is a Powerapps. This is Powerapps basically. If you want to check your environments, your tenants, or you go to the admin center. But before I go into the admin center, I want to show us different environments in this tenant. So basically, our tenant here is Deep1 Consulting. That is the name of the tenant. But under Deep1 Consulting, there are different environments. You can see Deep1 Consulting.net is a tenant. But under here, there are different environments. So you can see private, you can see RPA and testing. So if I change my tenants now to my environment, I mean to testing. Okay, let me show something before. So let me come to testing. So you would see some applications. Okay, I don't have any application under testing. If my environment is on Deep1 Consulting, let me scroll down here. You see applications or solutions that are built using under Deep1 Consulting. You can see Prechacha app, license, EOD, leave request, other things. But if I come under another environment now, let me choose private. So private, you can see leave management app. Let me choose another environment. This is RPA. Okay. So you can see asset checkout, innovation challenge, and all this. So basically, what this is saying is that for each environment that I have here, I store my applications based on the environment. So environment is actually key when you are saving your solution, because what you have on one particular environment, you may not be able to access on another environment. Imagine I save my application on testing environment now, and I'm on Deep1 Consulting checking for this application. It won't be feasible because I'm not in the right environment. So environment is so important when it comes to building solutions. So like I mentioned before, we would go into admin center. So let me go into that. So admin center, this is the Power Platform admin center, where you can create an environment, or so if you want to create an environment, you can see new, you can manage your environments here, and you can see you can see more details on your environment. So you can see this type of environment is sandbox and others. So you can manage your environment at this particular place. So you can see different things concerning your environment at this particular place. So and it depends. So for your environment, it depends on the kind of subscription you have. So I know many of us may not exactly be subscribed to any Microsoft products for now, but so that is where my colleague comes in. He would show us how to create a trial environment where we can have our solutions saved for the sake of this series, or let me say trainings. So my colleague would be coming up shortly to actually show us how we are able to create a trial environment, because we may not be having licenses from Microsoft to actually be able to host our applications on the cloud. So I don't know if there are questions. You can drop them probably in the chat, or you can hold them till we make a general call for questions. But so I want to believe I'm done, but if there are other questions, you can ask. So I would like to hand over to Musin again, so as for us to continue. Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks a lot, Toba, for that explanation. So summarily, I hope we understand what environment and tenants are. See your tenant as that compound, the compound that you have for your house. and see environment as individual buildings that you have in that compound. So if you have furnitures, if you have your TV, if you have, you need to put it in one of those buildings. So it is the buildings that would house those things that you build. Okay, and the buildings would not exist in silos. They need to be somewhere, so they have to be in a compound. So that is what the context of tenants are. So on this note, because of the fact that we cannot really build solutions, most especially when it comes to Power Apps and Power Automate and virtual agent, we would not be able to build solutions if we do not have access to an environment. And that is the reason why we would need to create a trial environment. Probably some of us, we have Office 365 license, which comes with a Power Apps license. I may still say that we shouldn't leverage on that because all different organizations have their different policies, so we may not want to use that to learn. So it is fine that we follow through on how to build to create a trial environment so that we can use that to learn. And when we are done learning, we want to begin to build apps and deploy apps that we can use whatever licensed environment we have access to. So on this note, I will hand over to Sadiq Yusuf. Good evening, Sadiq. Are you there? Who is going to take us through how to create our environment? Hello, Sadiq.
Hi, Mohsen.
All right. Good
Yes.
evening.
Good evening. Yes, I'm
Trust you're
here.
good.
Yes, I'm good. And you?
I'm fine.
Hi,
Fine. All
everyone.
right.
Good evening, everyone.
Over to
How we
you.
doing? Good evening from my own end, yeah? For those in the morning, good morning. Those in the afternoon, good afternoon to you. Thank you very much. So without wasting much of our time is fast spent. So I'll just be taking us through the process of creating a trial environment. So creating a trial environment. So because without an environment, we might not be able to, we won't have anywhere to save any app that we build. So on this one, I'll just share my screen now. So please, I want everybody to go to your browser and type signup.microsoft.com. So let me just put on my screen. Hello, can you hear me? Please confirm.
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay. All right, please confirm if you can see my screen.
Yes,
Okay, so please let's all go to our browser and type signup.microsoft.com. So we'll be creating a trial environment now. In the next 30 minutes, we should have a trial environment. So let's go to our browser, and please once you are done, just use the hand tool to indicate that you're there. Go to your browser and type signup.microsoft.com. Is on my screen here.
Hi, Sadiq. I think there are a few hands up. Yusuf Yinka, do you have a
Okay.
question?
I think I asked them to raise up there once they are on signup.microsoft.com.
Okay. Okay. All
Yes.
right. Great. All right.
All right. So let's confirm if we are on the same page. Just go to signup.microsoft.com. So we just quickly want to create a trial environment. And please, for this trial environment, since it's a trial environment, it's not a subscription based, so it's free. So you have just 1 month access. So it will only last for 30 days, after which it will expire. Okay, let me confirm. We have just 5 ends up for us. Let's confirm. Let's go to signup.microsoft.com. So it's on my screen. I don't know if you have access to the chat. Do we have access? Can we see the chat?
yes, we can.
Hello. Can we see the chat?
We don't. We cannot see it.
Okay, I would have dropped the link in chat for you. All right, so let's just go to signup.microsoft.com. So currently I can just see 6 ends up others. So you should be having something of this nature on your screen. So if you have this, please signify. Let's confirm. Okay, I can see 7. I'm still waiting for Babatope, Damilola, David, Folani, Mariam, Olasukami, Olalade, and Okpaifa. Okay, yes. All right, I want to be sure we are on the same page before I proceed. So, all right. So, for those of us who are already on this page, so when you scroll down a bit, you see where you have for work or school. So please, we have sign up for Microsoft 365, sign up for Azure, then learn about products for education. So we are clicking on sign up for Microsoft 365. So let's do that. So let's click on that. At this point, I will appreciate if you can just unmute our mic and give me real-time feedback. So I won't be, currently I'm using just a screen, so I have to be navigating from your screen to my own screen. Okay, now we are clicking on business. Let's go ahead. We click on business here. So let's click on business. All right, so on this page, you can see we have some different subscription for different plans that you want to do. We have Microsoft 365 for business, basic, business standard, premium, and 365 apps. So what we are just doing is to create a free trial subscription. That's what we are trying to do. So under the second option, which is the Microsoft 365 business standard, so we can see the amount there, and we can see if you want to purchase that. So under it, we have try for 3 months. There's a link to try it for 1 month. So let's click on that link. Try free for 1 month. Yes. So here now we want to start the process of creating our trial environment. But before I proceed, please, I want everybody to confirm. You can just unmute your mic. And let me be sure that we are on the same page, because the next few steps that we are going to be taking are very, very crucial to the creation of our trial environment. Let's check. All right.
I'm also there.
Yeah, okay. Right, so I think I can proceed now. Now the first step is to enter our email address. So please just enter your email address. For me, I will enter one of my Gmail address. So
Sadiq, just to confirm, can we use work email, student email, or it has to be personal?
it is best to use personal email.
All right.
Okay, the best thing to do is to use some personal email. Then, okay, let me confirm my own email here. yusufs1@gmail.com. All right, so you click on next so that we can start setting up our account. Okay, so now let's set up our account. So let's fill in the details. So for me, my first name, just fill in your name, your last name, your business phone number, personal phone number there. For company, you don't need to pick any company there. Okay, so for company, let's use our Power Platform. So we will use, let's use the same company. So we are using okay, let's call it PP. That's Power Platform series. Let's use Power Platform series for our company. Now pick the size of your company. For me, I'm going to pick from 5 to 9 people. So pick anyone from your end as well. So I'm picking PP series. So we are in Nigeria. Okay, they click on next. Let's confirm. Okay. All right. So now, it is going to send its verification code to us. So they want to verify our account. So can you see? Is it text that you want, or you want it to call you? So I'm picking the option of text. I want to receive my verification code via text. So go ahead. So you might need to reach out to your phone. Okay, from my own end there, my code has come in. Then I'll put in my code 451041. So 451041 is my own code. So you should have a separate code on your phone. So let's proceed. Okay, it's incorrect. That's to see. Okay, I think I have another code here. So 65847. Okay, so let's proceed.
Excuse me, Mr. Sadiq.
Hi, please go ahead.
What's the company name again? You have to just use
Okay, so we are using
common.
PP, capital, yes, we are using capital letter P. So just look at my screen here. Focus on my screen. So this is the company name.
Thank you, sir.
Sorry, please, the name is Sadiq, so I'll prefer you call it Sadiq. So this is the company name. Okay, so for me now, it has brought in a domain for me. Now I have my domain. So it suggested a domain for me, which is PP series 792, then which is Microsoft extension .onmicrosoft.com. So my username, it speaks my. So from your own end as well, it will suggest a domain name for you. So kindly, what I want you to do in this case is this domain name, which is now the PP series 792 for me .microsoft.com. I will type it somewhere, so which is going to be like my my address for my Microsoft account username. So that is Sadiq use PP series 792 on Microsoft.com. It's very important, so you need to take note of this, because going forward we're going to be making use of this. Hello.
I haven't received any.
Oh, you've not received any listen. Okay, you might need to try again. Just there's an option for resend the code there, to resend the code. Okay, at this point, before I go ahead, let me be sure that everybody is on this page. So if you have gotten your own domain name, please confirm. If you have gotten your own domain name. Yes, use the hand tool. I can see David has his own. Okay, others. This is the hand tool. Okay. All right, please go ahead.
Please, can you go through it again one last time, please?
All right. So where are you currently? Okay, I don't want to stop this. Okay, let me just unmute your mic and tell me. Let's talk. Don't
I
worry. Let me
mean,
just in case
tell
you have
us
a
about
background noise.
yourself.
Okay, so have you input your email address, your personal email address?
Yes.
All right. So go ahead. You take it to the next stage. After inputting your email address, what do you have under it? Under that box. Hello. Hi, Sarah.
Hello. What is the company size you are using?
Okay, just pick any company of your choice, any size of your choice. It doesn't matter. I pick from 5 to 9. That's what I pick. From your end, just pick. You can start to pick 5 to 9 as well. Okay. Damilala Falani, let's hear from you, Mariam. Hi, Sarah. So have you gotten it now? Hello. Okay, Lalali, you're on the same page now. Dog. Hello. Please, if you're encountering any challenge, just unmute your mic. Just unmute your mic and say something so that we can look at it together.
Okay, sorry, please. The domain name, was it at PP series 792?
Is that what you get? Is just use your domain name.
I got at 682. I didn't
Yes,
get.
yes, the number will differ. It doesn't matter. Yes, it will differ. It doesn't
Wasn't
matter.
be the
Yes.
same with yours, yeah?
It's not a must. Yeah, it's not a must. Yes. So once you get there, so I want you to copy everything, which is your name, which is username there, the domain name, then dot on Microsoft.com. So copy that, or you write it down somewhere in your notepad. Just write it down. Okay, okay. Any other person? Any other person? Alasukami, Mazida.
Here to receive code. I don't know what's wrong.
Oh, and you are sure you didn't make any mistake on why inputting your phone number?
So I'm not. I'm very sure I'm not making a mistake here.
Okay. Any other person having that challenge? Please, let's talk. Any other person having that challenge? So Mazira, can you try it once again? Let's try it one more time.
Sorry, if I may ask.
Okay.
Hello, Sadiq.
Please go ahead. Please go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So Mazida, what's network provider you using? Are you expecting to receive that code from? Is it Airtel or what? Hello, Mazida, are you there? Okay, not sure. All right, Sadiq, maybe you can proceed.
All right, Masin. Thank you. So now we've typed this our domain name somewhere. Okay, please go ahead, Mazira.
I chose the call in option and I've received the pin. So I'm a domain name. What should I say?
Okay, so I'm just put PP. This is what you put there. Let me display it again. What I currently highlight is PP series. That's Power Platform series.
Okay.
So put that there.
Okay.
Proceed. So for those of us, once again, for those of us who are already on this particular step, so let's take note of our domain name. So the username at, you can see there's an at in front of it. Mine is Sadiq Yusuf at ppseries792.microsoft.com. Now we can proceed with our password. So don't forget your password has it needs a capital letter, a small letter. Just use any password of your choice. And please, that password as well, you need to write it somewhere. You need to write it somewhere because that is what you're going to be using to access your Power App interface. So for me, I'll just pick so then you click on next. So it is currently creating my own account. So all I need to do is let me go to the back end here and save my password as well so that I will not forget. So my password, please, your password, you need to write it somewhere. You need to write it. So that is my own password. So right now my account has been set. So the next step is to make payment. So since we are not making any payment, so we don't need to continue on this path. So for what we need to know is that our account has already been set. So we have a 1 month license. So on your browser, open a new tab. Okay, before we go here, say others confirm if your own account has been set up. Mine has been set. Confirm from your end if your account has been set. Okay.
My account.
Yeah. Oh, all right, Mazina. Thank you. All right. Others confirm, and please confirm that you've written the username and the password somewhere safe. That you save it on your phone, you write it on your yes.
Yes, it has been done.
All right. So let's open a new tab in our system now. So we are going to enter so we are going to powerapps.microsoft.com, or we can type powerapps.com. Powerapps.com. So just put that in browser. And also powerapps.com. So we want to go and log in to our Power Apps environment. Now I have my Power Apps interface on my screen currently. So at the top you can see sign in, try fee and so on. You have no business there. So all you need to just come to start free. There's an option here where you need to start free. So let's start free. Start free. Now it's welcoming me to Power Apps. Now first thing is showing me my username, that's my account, Sadiq Yusuf at ppseries792.microsoft.com. So I have to continue. Confirmed this is me. So continue. Now pick my region. So I'm in Nigeria. Currently I'm in Nigeria. If you're in Trinidad and Tobago, you can pick your own location as well. Then my phone number, let me confirm my phone number. Then I can now get started. Get started. Okay, so it needs me to confirm again. Yes, this is fine. So get started. Now it should process my own account on Power Apps interface. Then to set up my Power Apps environment for me. So that is what it's currently doing at the back end. So you should be having something of such on your own screen right now. Yes. Yes, so my account is ready and I'm in Power Apps. So confirm if you are on this page as well. Just confirm you have this. Abdulaziz, your account is set up, right? Okay, I think I should just give people 2 minutes to be on the same page with me. So we have 2 minutes.
Mine is set up.
All right, all
I'm
right,
there.
all right. Okay, okay, okay. I guess that baby also wants to let our platform. That's nice. Nice. So the earlier the better. Right, others please let's confirm. Some people have not even said anything to their talk. Folari, I've not heard Folari's voice. Mariam, I've not heard Mariam's voice. Baba Tokwe as well. He has not said anything to me. Please unmute your mic. Hello.
Yes,
I think.
good evening. Can you hear me?
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, that's Baba Tokwe. All right. Good evening, Baba Tokwe. I think I've had Lonali's voice. Omoto Miwa is there as well. Okpaifa. Please, if I'm calling the wrong name, can you feel free to reach to correct me, please. I have Sarah here. Okay.
Mine is loading, so just waiting for it
Okay,
to come
yours
up.
is loading. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, I think
Olumide,
it's
you are
up
saying
now.
something? All right, all right, all right. So we have succeeded in
Tenants.
creating. Yes, all right, yeah. Okay, Olumide, your hand is up. Olumide, your hand is up. Is it a confirmation that your account has been set up? Hi, Olumide. Okay, okay. So your account has been set up, right? Okay. All right. So we have succeeded in setting up our account. So the next thing to do is now to set up our environment. So currently what we just did is we have set up the tenants and like Baba what's it called? Toba said earlier on. So as a tenant, so tenant is just like like the owner of the whole organization. So in each house, let me just use that as an example, you have different rooms. So we can create different environments. Can create different environment. For example, tenants is just like your organization, like the umbrella that covers everything. So the different departments that you have there, you can create environment for different departments. So probably the kind of applications, so that the different environment and the different departments we have their applications, their automations, their dashboard, and even their chatbot. They have it stored in their own environment. So people that have access to that environment, that will be the only set of people that can have access to any application that is built on that environment. So, and that is why we create different environments. So right now, if you go to your Power Apps, you can see we have at the top right hand corner of the screen, you can see we have environment hub, and under it I have PP series default. So by default, I'll have a default environment. That's the default environment. So we will now want to go ahead and create our own environment that we have full control over. So in doing that, we go to the top, still on the top right hand corner of the screen, where you have a GL box there, something like looks like the settings icon. So please let's click on the settings icon. Click on the settings icon. Now we go to the admin center. Admin center. We want to create our own environment. So let's go to the admin center. It's loading. depending on your how fast or slow your network is. So it might take time. So now I can see the default environment that was created when I create this account. So I now need to add my own environment. So at the top corner here, we have new. So just click on new. Click on new. So you can see a dialog box will come up for us. A dialog box will come up for us. So you can give your environment a name of your choice. So for me, I want to give it my name. So give it a name of your choice. I'm giving it Sadiq Trial. And don't forget, currently we are currently running on trial. So what type of environment do you want to create? So click on the drop down. So we want to create trial environment. We are creating a trial environment. And if you notice very well, we have two different trials there. We have a trial which is subscription based and another trial there. So
Please,
the one, okay. Hello.
my it just got loaded.
Okay.
The
So
environment type.
all right. So currently you can see your default environment, right?
Yes.
Okay, at the top you see new there. So click on new.
Okay.
Okay, click on new. So now this new environment pop up. Give your environment a name of your choice. So for me, I'm giving it Sadiq Trial. So that's the name of my environment. And the type of environment I want to create is a trial environment. So I'm picking just the trial, not the subscription-based trial. Just the trial environment. Now the region. So in this case, it is preferable to pick United States. So pick United States. If you scroll through, for those of us in Nigeria, we don't have Nigeria there. So we pick United States. So if you're in another country and your country is listed here, so you can pick the country. So we pick United States. United States. You give a name to your environment. You are creating a trial environment. So we pick for the type of environment, we pick trial and not the subscription one, just trial environment. And for the region, let's pick United States as our region. Now, before we go, so there's an instruction here. It's asking, do you want to create a database for this environment? Yes, I want a database for this environment. So I'll click on the toggle to put it on yes.
Yes, yes.
Okay, click on the toggle to
Oh,
put it on yes, because I need a database for this environment. Now we can now proceed to
Sorry,
click
my
on.
own is not is not clickable.
It's not clicking.
Yeah, they create a database for this environment. I cannot.
What region did you pick?
I picked the United States.
Okay, please try it again. Just the time you pick trial environment, right?
Maybe you picked preview United States.
Oh, is there a preview there?
Trial. Okay,
Okay.
it's only trial, right? Not
Yes, we are
trial.
picking trial. Yeah. No, just trial. Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay now.
So that's a
Thank
pick. All right. So click on the toggle to create a database for your environment. It's very, very, very important. You need it. So now we click on next. Click on next. So you can see our currency is there. Language is English. Okay. Now, also before you click on save, you can see there's a question that is asking deploy sample apps and data. Do you want to see sample applications and data? Please put that on yes as well. Put that on yes as well. So just leave the currency, it's fine. The language is English, is fine. Just tick yes for to deploy sample applications and data. Then we click on save. Click on save. Now, so my own screen here is saying my okay. So my environment is getting prepared. The environment is getting prepared.
Hello.
Hi. Please go ahead. You have a
I can't
question?
hear anything.
Oh. You can't see anything or you can't hear anything. Hello, Baraka.
I suppose it's internet.
Uh, Did we even check did we even check our internet strength when we started? I don't think so. Did we? Nothing.
No, we did not.
I think it's very important people check their internet as they're about to join when they start the meeting, so they will know if they might need to change. Also.
Yeah, that's
Hi, somebody
correct.
saying hello underground. Hello.
Mine has been created.
Okay. Now you have your environment. So, okay, let me. All right.
Hello. I
So,
can't hear anything.
is it that you can't hear or you can't see?
She can't hear.
She
I
can't
don't know.
hear.
Is there a way to remove her so that she rejoins? Can't seem to see that option. I don't know.
Yes. So for those of us who have our environment created already, so let's go and refresh our Power Apps. Let's come to our Power Apps. So under your environment here, so we should have the new environment that was created under it. So let's click on this environment. So currently, I still don't have the new environment that was created under this. It's supposed to be listed. All the environment that you have in your tenant should be listed here. So since I don't have it here, I might need to reload this page. So I'll just reload this page. Exactly. Let me reload the page. Okay. This now. Let me check from this end. Oh, it has still not showing up. Okay, it's still setting up. It's not fully up. Oh, mine is not fully up. If yours is fully up, so you can just refresh your browser there, in your Power Apps interface, refresh it, then you click on where you have your environment. You should see the new environment that was created. Okay, mine is taking time. Let me refresh it. Okay, it's set now. So initially, I was of the opinion that I would just go and order this thing somewhere. Okay, so confirm if your environment has come up.
It's up.
Is up, right? Okay, I think my own network
Yeah.
is my
Mine is
network
up as well.
is up as well. All right. So with this, we have succeeded in creating our trial environment. So subsequently, when we are creating our when we are building our application now, so we start building from that environment. So thank you. I think I should hand over to Musi now. Our time is up. Thank you very much, everybody.
All right. Thank you, Sadiq. Excellent time management. Thank you so much. This is some 10 p.m. already. So just to summarize everything we have done today. So we have introduced ourselves to the Power Platform, and then we talked about environment and tenant, and also we talked about we have created our trial environment. So going forward from tomorrow, we will start building our Power Apps. So we'll begin the series with the Power Apps, and that will go for a number of sessions before we get to Power BI and like that. So tomorrow we'll start building our apps, and when we start building our apps, we'll be using the trial environment. It has some advantages. So if we are in the default environment, we may not be able to use one of the greatest features that we would need, which is the data verse, and that's one of the reasons why we need to switch to the trial environment, but we'll see all of those in details when we come tomorrow. So let me thank every one of us once again for making it a date with us on this session, the Power Platform series. And let me just reiterate that today we started 5 minutes behind schedule. Tomorrow most likely will not be like that. 8:30 on the dot we'll start our session. regardless of the number of people we have on the call. So we are all implored to join in early. So because if we miss certain parts of the conversation, we may not be able to catch up. So that's just the literal truth there. So we may not be able to catch up. So it is advisable we join in as early as possible. 8:30 we begin, and 10 p.m. we hope to conclude this session. And also, this is a corporate setting. Please, Sama, Mama, all those. Yeah, let's let's assume you are in the US. Okay, so we can always refer to us first name Sadiq, Noye, Musin. So those are the names so that we breed some level of cordiality as well. All right. So thank you very much, everyone. Any question before we call it a night? Olumide, your hand is up. You have a question? Baraka, your hand is up. You have a question? Abdulaziz? Hi, Olumide.
Sorry.
Okay, Abdulaziz, you have a question? Okay, great. All right. I can say, Baraka, your hand is still up. I don't know if you have a question. Okay, all right. So I want to take it. Okay, hi, Baraka.
I do have a question actually. What I think, to my understanding, I think tenants is very binding. The relationship between tenants and environment, I couldn't quite get it, and I wasn't able to create my environment. I lost the connection.
Okay. Okay. So what we'll do in this situation is the recording for today, we will share it with us so that for those of us that we missed part of the environment creation, we can use that to catch up before we come tomorrow, because that is actually essential and it is a major prerequisite to whatever we are going to be doing tomorrow. So hopefully tonight, tomorrow morning, let's expect to get the recording of today's session so we can use that to finalize, fix whatever issues we have around the environment creation ahead of tomorrow's session. I hope that solves it.
Hello, my
Yes, it
question.
does.
Okay, great. All right, Abdulaziz, please go on.
Thank you so much for the well done job. We really say big thanks to you for the
All
for
right, you're
you
welcome.
organizing this platform. We are so much grateful. So my question that I want to ask is, are we to touch all these four P, like our platform, like Power BI, apps, Upgrade, and virtual agents? And this one that we created today, is it like is it part of all the other Power platforms too? Like let's say for instance for the Power BI, this to same this one that we just did today for the apps. Are we building it? Are we what is the connection between all of them? Or is this one that we did today is only for the Power apps?
Okay, great question there. So the environment that we have created works with three of the products: Power Apps, Power Power Apps, Power Automate, and Power Virtual Agent. For those three products, we cannot build anything within them without an environment. So the environment that we have created today would work for our Automate, it will work for our Power Apps, and it will work for the Power Virtual Agent. Power BI, we don't need an environment for it. So Power BI, I would send us a link to download Power BI. It has a desktop application which would reside on premise on our system, which I will share the link to download that with us when we are approaching when we would start our conversations around the Power BI. So, but for now, so the environment we have created would work for Power Apps, which we are starting tomorrow. And when we get to Power Automate and Power Virtual Agent, it would also work for them. And these are the four products that we are going to touch in this entire series. I hope I've answered your question.
Yes, thank you so much. Sorry, the last question now
Great.
is this one now that we have the trial version. So however, if we still need like it's definitely a month to come and
Great.
but let's say we still need, how are we going to get the, maybe you are going to pay, or maybe there is any of you working in Microsoft or something that can give us the crack version, so that we will be able to use it for a long term usage. Yeah.
Okay, all right, great one. The trial version expires in a month, absolutely. And the reason why we did not create a trial environment and having to give us some password and login details is because so that we know how to create it and we can create ourselves. There is another kind of environment we can create. There is another plan that Microsoft has for people that are learning, but there are certain restrictions around it. It is called a community plan or a developer plan. So the community plan or a developer plan would allow you, I think, except it has been updated, to allow you a year access to practice, to learn, create environment, and use it to learn the Power Platform. Okay, so but the limitation we might have is for those of us that we do not have a work email or we do not have a student email, we may not be able to create that plan. So, and that is one of the major advantages that the trial environment has. So trial environment just take on whatever email address that are personal. So you can use your Gmail, your Yahoo Mail, but for the community plan, we can't use our personal email addresses. But it's a walkover or a workaround. So what I would do is that hopefully as we proceed, we are going to share the link to how to create a community plan or a developer account with us. And then for those of us that probably we do not have work email or student email, we will try as much as possible to give us the tweak so that we can still you create that environment that would allow us access for a year. But let's work with this for now, and then if we need to create other environment, of course we have we have access to that, and then we can always go around creating some other environment for our practice. So on this note, let's call it a night. It's already 9 minutes at the top of the hour. So, and then we hope to meet tomorrow. Please, let's bookmark this on our calendar so that we do not join in lately. Hope to see every one of us tomorrow. Thank you, and let's have a good night rest.
Thank you so much. Good night.
Thank you so much.
Good night.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you so much.
welcome.
Good night.
Thank you.
Thank
Great. You're welcome.
you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Good
Thank you. Thank you.
night.
All right. Good
Thanks. Yeah.
night. Good night, everyone. Good night.